All right, so you finally decided that you're moving down here to Miami, Florida. You have plans set, you have a date, maybe you have a job lined up, or you saved up enough money where you're moving down and you're gonna start looking for a job, or your business is relocating. Whatever it is, you're definitely coming down here. You may wanna stick around because I'm gonna give you the honest truth on how it really is to live here in Miami, Florida. Not only today, but how we foresee it 5-10 years from now. It's a city where it's a pretty big city. It's growing very fast. A lot of people have been coming down here. A lot of things are changing. The market is shifting. You may want to stay tuned because we're going to give you a little insight on how it really is living here in Miami. And we're going to jump into it right now. Welcome back, and if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, working, sleeping, and playing in Miami and the surrounding areas, then hit that subscribe button and tap that little bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. My name is Raymond Goyri-Golsadri, and I'm a full-time Florida realtor in the Miami area with your Living in Miami, Florida team. And we get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you looking to make that move to Miami, Florida. And we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving soon, 90 days from now, a year from now, make sure to reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, days, nights, and weekend. We got your back when making that smooth move to Miami, Florida. All right, right now we're just getting out of summertime, which has been very hot and humid like it always. That's one of the things when you come down here, you'll notice not only the heat, but the humidity is something that we can't escape. As soon as you walk out that door, you'll be sweating, especially in the summertime. And there's no escaping it. So if you're coming down here and you love the heat and humidity, but you definitely want to, let's say, a house with a pool, that's one of the things. When you reach out to us, let us know your lifestyle, whether you want to be close to the beach or you have a boat, or you were thinking about buying a boat close to marinas. Definitely, if you want a house with a pool, we need to make sure we're ready to go because those are the first houses that go. Believe it or not, even down here in Miami, everyone wants a house with a pool. And it looked like in the pandemic, in the last 2 years, 2020 to 2022, people wanted not only single family homes, but they also wanted a pool because they were spending more time at home. And to tell you the truth, having a pool down here in Miami is the best. You can just literally all year use it, but especially in the summertime. Let's say you just want to hang out in the house and just chill, just take a dip in the pool, have people over, barbecue. It's one of the beautiful things about having a house with a pool. So let us know that that's one of the things that you want when you're moving down here, so we can make sure we're ready because it's very competitive to get a house. If you want to be close to the beach, maybe you want a condo lifestyle, that's something that is also high in demand, but there's a little more inventory in that aspect, more to choose from. If you're an investor, think about buying and renting it out. That's something that if you let us know, we'll let you know what neighborhoods are good, what condo buildings we recommend, and so on and so forth. And if you want to be close to the marinas, there's marinas all over Miami, so that's not going to be a problem. You could even store your boat in the house. And remember, when it's summertime, wear light clothing, sunscreen. Down here, we like to wear white. As you notice, I'm wearing a white guayabera. This is a Cuban dress shirt, which is very popular. Came from the Cuban culture. My family is Cuban, and me and my sister were born and raised here, but with a Cuban culture. And you don't need to be Cuban to wear this. In Miami, it's very popular to wear a guayabera. It's sort of like a dress shirt. You can wear it with jeans or dress up, long sleeve, short sleeve, different colors. But white is one of the colors that you'll see people wearing down here because it's the one that reflects the heat the most, keeps you fresh. White t-shirts, a dress, whatever it is. Even the Miami Heat, they got that slogan that we have, white hot. Everybody in the playoff wears white t-shirts. So not only in the summertime, we like to wear white all year long. So white is our color of choice down here in Miami. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to smash that like button and comment below. This will totally help us to better understand what you want to know about, so we can provide better content for you guys in the future. Now, when you're moving down here, if you already have an idea of where you want to live, or you don't have an idea, but you know the lifestyle that you want to live, when you reach out to us, let us know. That's the first step in evaluating. We're going to ask you questions to determine what is it that you're looking for in your lifestyle. And depending on your lifestyle, whether you're single and you're just starting a job, you want to be in the urban side of the city where you want to meet a lot of people, constantly going on events, and you want to be in a walkable area, or you have a family with kids and you definitely want to be in the suburb, you want more space with great schools, great parks, but still access to good expressways to get around the city. All these things are important on moving down here. Choosing the right neighborhood is priority number one. And first step is we need to find out your lifestyle in order to get that perfect house in the right neighborhood. So that's very important when you move down here. And maybe you want to have a boat, maybe you want to be close to a marina, or maybe you want to be close to the beach. I have a family with 2 little girls and we live in Kendall. It's not that far west, but it's a little west. There's more space, there's great schools, a lot of parks. Still have great access to all these expressways that take you out to the downtown beach areas, the hot spots. So we prefer that lifestyle, but that's just our family right now is I'm in that stage of growing a family, so everybody has different lifestyles. Depending on your lifestyle, you can go ahead and we can recommend a good neighborhood for you or you and your family. Flooding is another thing I wanted to touch upon. Down here we have a lot of heat and sunshine. Summertime is great, but along with that comes a lot of rain. We have rainstorms that come in the afternoon typically, and it can rain for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then it'll just completely stop. It will look like the world is gonna end, and then all of a sudden the sun comes out and no more rain. That's very typical down here in Miami. We rarely get those days where it rains from morning all the way to night and it's all gloomy and dreary. We rarely have those days, so that's nice. The sun will come out once or twice even if it rains. So those rainstorms create a lot of flooding because we are at sea level. So depending on where you move to, you may need flood insurance. So once you select the house and you know the neighborhood, very important to find out what floodplain your house is on. That'll determine on if you need flood insurance and how much you will pay. An average will be $1,500 to $2,000. It could be as low as $400. It could be as high as $4,000. The closer you are to the water on the east of US 1, and you're definitely gonna need flood insurance. That's definitely a flood area. The west of US 1, there are some areas that are not flooding, and there's some areas that are in the flood plain. That's very important when determining where you're gonna live, because it's gonna add an extra cost on top of your homeowner's insurance. You're gonna pay your mortgage, interest, property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, and if you are in a flood area, you're gonna pay flood insurance. Along with the water and the rain, another place that's besides you and everyone else that likes to make Miami their home, bugs and insects also like to make Miami their home. It's the perfect environment and climate for them. The heat, the humidity, the rain, the Everglades are there, so the ground, you start digging in the ground less than a foot, you're gonna run into water. So we're basically floating on the water. And they say in Miami, in I don't know how long, may not even be around because they may just float away. There's gonna be roaches, and we have palmetto bugs, which are flying roaches, insects, the typical spiders, you got mosquitoes, but don't be scared, it's not that bad. I don't really get bit that often, especially if you're living in the Miami. There's a lot of people, a lot of things going on, but you may find some bugs or roaches inside your house, but we all use pest control. Down here, there's tons of companies that will come fumigate your house, and let's say you fumigate and you see roaches a few days later, make sure you give them a call. They'll come out at no charge immediately. They just did it and refumigate. So that's something we take serious. The pest control in your house is very important. Whether you live in a condo or single family house, you want to make sure that you keep those bugs outside your house. If you do that, you're not going to have a problem, and you do not have to live with the bugs and insects inside your house. There is one insect where you need to be familiar with because it can bring your house down, and these are the termites. Termites are everywhere. You'll find them all over Miami on single family homes. And where would you find them? Typically they'll be around wood, because what they do is they eat wood. So around the door frames, entry levels, on the hovering on the outside of the house. But if they get inside the house, which is common, they'll go up in the attic or in the roof where it's made out of wood trestles, and they start eating up the wood. And if you don't treat it, it can eat up all the wood can rot, and your house could fall down and collapse. The roof could collapse and come down. So when you buy a house, it's very important to, in the inspection, get it checked if it has any termites. And if it does, don't freak out. It's not a huge deal. Huge deal will be, you know, plumbing really messed up and with that's all old and cracked and leaking, bad electrical, roof all messed up. But the termites, it could be treated. You can put a tent. What they do is they put a huge tent all over the house for 1 or 2 days. You can't be inside the house, and they take it off, and then after a day or two you can come back in. So once you do that, that should be good for 7 to 10 years, and it'll kill all the termites, and it costs around $1,000, so it's not that bad. So don't freak out if you find any termites, but it's important to check that when you're inspecting the house that you're gonna buy. Termites is just part of living down here in Miami, but now you are aware of it when you go buy a home, and it won't shock you because originally, like if they tell you, oh, you got termites eating up all your wood, your roof is gonna fall, you may freak out. But if you can find out if it has termites, attend to it, put the tent, and you'll be good for 7 to 10 years. And it's always good to check every so often to see if you have any termites. As I touched earlier, the state of the market right now, we're getting out of summertime. The last few years, a lot of people have been moving to Miami, making it their home. We always have a lot of people moving down here from either New York, Canada, other countries, but the last 2 years, 2020, 2022, we have seen so many people from within the US move to Miami and making it their home, more than in a rate that we've never seen before. So Miami was already a growing city, now it's growing even faster. We have a lot of tech companies moving down here to Miami, calling it their home. That's creating a new economy down here. So Miami, who knows how it's gonna look 5-10 years from now, but it's definitely not a city where it's a small, sleepy, a relaxed city. It's constantly growing. There's gonna be a lot of construction everywhere. The highways are being expanded constantly because we can't keep up. The roads cannot keep up with the amount of cars driving around. And so it's very important to expand new highways, create new roads. They're doing a very good job of that, but you may be driving at nighttime after work or a party, coming down Florida Turnpike or I-95, and all of a sudden, instead of a four-lane highway, it turns into a 1-lane highway at 10 o'clock at night. Don't be alarmed. It could be an accident, but most likely it's going to be a construction site. They put a lot of cones, and you're going to be stuck in a little bit of traffic going through a 1-lane until you pass the construction. So this is just part of the growing pains of living in a big city that's constantly growing. Since I was born and raised in Miami, there are places where I've been to where now I go and it's something completely different. Maybe there was nothing there, now there's a shopping center or a mall. For example, Brickell City Center, for me, there was nothing. There was a parking lot right in the middle there with some small little bars and restaurants, and now it's a huge, beautiful, gorgeous indoor covered mall with high-end shopping, restaurants, movie theater. So now that's gonna be something where people come down here, that's something completely new where we didn't have before. But it's definitely heading in the good direction. So when you come down here, you're gonna see a lot of people, a lot of construction, and the good thing is that you may be moving into a new construction area. There's not many new construction sites. There are some west. They're always trying to build new housing. That's one of the issues we have down here. Besides the roads, we need more housing for all the people coming down here, especially affordable housing, whether it be condos, single family homes, townhouses. So if you pick new construction and you like it, make sure you lock that interest rate right away, put that deposit down and lock that price, because let's say you put the deposit on a new construction that hasn't even been starting to build or starting to build. If you wait until it gets later in the stage of the construction, the price is definitely going to be maybe 50, 100, or even more, 100,000 than the original price when you first looked at it. And then you have to buy it at that price. And if you lock it in immediately within less than a year, when you finally get the keys to close on the house, you immediately have equity in your new home. So things to consider when buying a new construction. And talking about the interest rates are no longer 2-3% like they were. You're probably thinking, wow, they've gone up. Can I really buy a house? Is it a good time? Is it a good idea to buy a house? Did I miss the boat? Absolutely not. The real estate market is normalizing, it's shifting right now. Interest rates are high 6%, 7%, still relatively low. But think about it on the flip side, now you don't have to pay $50, $100, $150,000 over list price in order to compete and buy that house that you really wanted. Now you may have more options There's a little more inventory coming out of the market. There's a little less buyers, still a lot of demands here in Miami, but there's less buyers. So you're able to maybe get it at list price or maybe a little more. You don't need to waive the appraisal or the inspection period, which people were doing before. It was insane. So it is better as a buyer buying a home now because you'll be able to shop and see more options, be able to choose, have a little more leverage, and get it at a reasonable price. So keep that in mind. Don't think that the interest rates now that went up to 7%, wow, I missed a boat, I can't buy it. No, if you have the down payment, you have the money, you have good income, go ahead. You may pay a little more monthly, but you're not gonna have to pay $50,000, $100,000 over list price right at closing as a lump sum. And so I think it's a lot better because if you buy in a good neighborhood, the value of that home will increase. Here in Miami, if you buy in a very good neighborhood, the home values maintain. It's always high in demand in Miami. And the housing costs currently, like we mentioned, the interest rate went up. The median property price right now, home price for a condo, townhouse, or single family home altogether is about $480,000. That's the median price, right smack in the middle. There's all the way to the low and high end. Now, if you're looking at the condos and townhouses, the median price is $380,000, and a single family house, the median price is $580,000. This is September 2022. So if you're watching this at a later date, sorry, prices may have changed. But keep in mind, that's all of Miami. Miami's a big city, so as you move closer to the east, the prices on the east side of Miami are gonna be more expensive. Real estate there is more expensive. So maybe a single family house, maybe not $580,000 the median. Maybe the median for that house in the east side will be $800,000. So keep in mind the location. Those are just the median in all of Miami. And like I mentioned earlier, the value holds if you buy in a very good neighborhood. So once you're in, don't feel, okay, now I'm in, I hope it doesn't drop. You have a property in Miami, which is a great city, growing city. If you end up moving, you can rent it out or you can sell it, or you have a very good asset in a good city that's growing and trending in the right direction. I hope all this information helps. If you already made your plans, congratulations. We welcome you to Miami. If you're thinking about it and making that move, make sure to reach out to us. That's the only way we can help you out. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekend, we got your back. We're making that smooth move to Miami, Florida. And until next time, we'll see you later.